Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yazid, and today I will be talking on how we can live a better life. How can we achieve everything that we want while in the same time be able to be happy and be contented and be able to really know what we can get out of everything that we do. Ladies and gentlemen, 2020, as you have known, has been a year of a change. You have been changing the way you travel, you change the way you work, you change the way you live. But most importantly, you have changed the way you meet people and how conversations are being done. The year 2020, where all of us are forced to work from home, has started this revolution where video conference is not an exception but really as a norm. It is so easy for us to actually get in touch with family, with friends, and even most importantly at work. Easiness of actually inviting everyone has caused a lot of us have meetings after meetings after meeting in our workday and as well as our weekend. Boundaries are being erased. Suddenly it becomes easier for people to just simply call up another person and get into a call and talk in the same time to also to deliver more. With more meetings means more actions, more things to be done, more connections that can be made, making a lot of work for you to be done after your work hours. And what does this do? Your life priorities. Work and meeting has become a trust where things are happening, and we can see many cases that sometimes some of our life priorities are being put back because of too many work or too many meetings. We forget to exercise, we forget to spend time with our loved ones, all in the name of working, working and working. It doesn't have to be this way, ladies and gentlemen. The things that we do right now, if you are experiencing the things that I am explaining right now, it is definitely not sustainable. Working meeting after meeting, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., working in the middle of the night and working early in the morning just to catch up on the times lost during meeting may not be the most productive thing that you may be doing as you enter 2021. Fear not, ladies and gentlemen, I have got a solution for you. A solution that enable you to actually go to all the meetings that require, to all your work priorities while having all your life priorities taken care of. And that solution I call prioritization. Ladies and gentlemen, and my dear listeners, there is nothing new about prioritization. But what is new is applying that in our daily lives in this post COVID 19 world. A world where we started to work from home, where we have more meeting priorities, more work priorities, and life priorities, they are ever growing. So, how do we prioritize in this scope or in these areas of meetings, work, and life? As with all priorities, you need to actually, well, like this high, medium, and low. High priorities are items where you need to do it now. You need to drop everything and lead and be involved and be in the thick of things when thing is happening. Medium priorities are areas where it is part of your responsibility. It's part of your day-to-day activities, part of your business as usual. This is where you can watch, contribute, and develop with others and give all your opinions. While low priorities are items where you only do it when you have spare time. As when you have high and medium priorities in your life, try to delegate them to others. Pay someone to actually do the things that are menial and things that are not important to your personal, career, and family advancement. So, how does that look like if you are actually applying this in this COVID 19, post 19 work environment where you are working remotely? Let's start with the core things that have fundamentally changed post 2020. In the post 2020 world, meetings in terms of remote and virtual conference meetings have virtually changed. It has become easier for each and every one for you to join in any or most of the meetings. And it's even easier for you to be invited or to be involved in the critical discussions. What's more important for you is for you to decide which meeting that you need to attend. you should not be attending all the meetings that's been forwarded to you. That is not right. You'll get things that are not relevant to you. You'll get stressed out with a lot of complicated things and so forth. So what you need to look into your meetings is to actually divide this into high, medium, and low levels of meeting. Only go to meetings that are high or medium, while the low meetings, if you have nothing else to do, you can come in from time to time. What differentiates a high priority meeting and a medium priority meeting? As when you enter your Zoom call, your team calls, or your Skype calls. Well, if you're looking in a work environment, your meeting is considered high and prioritized if you are being tasked by your boss or your boss pulls you into the meeting expecting you to contribute. You not being able to come into the meeting would actually adversely impact your career life as well as opinions of the most important stakeholders for you on yourself. This also includes calls from top management, from your boss's bosses, where your boss requires you to be in as well. Once in a lifetime opportunity calls, for example, are considered top priority. For example, if you are looking for a job and you have found a call or an interview that's coming in from a company that's really important for you and you want to work with, drop everything, go to that call. Another example, if you got a call from your president of your company asking you for something or allowing you to present something, drop everything in your work and meeting priorities to attend to that meeting itself. The only thing that would trump meeting priorities in this case are life priorities. High life priorities such as emergency, health issues, or death should be considered because work is work. Life continues with you no matter what. Now let's talk about medium priority meetings. What are medium priority meetings? Medium priority meetings are meetings where your boss pulls you in not for you to contribute, but just for your information. It is a meeting where not only you, but others are also there who can actually replace you in terms of giving opinions or becoming a subject matter expert. But at times, you still need to be in a meeting so that you can give a bit of steer, a bit of perspective. And from time to time, low priority meetings are meetings that are not related to any interest or area that you've been doing, or conferences that are not related to your career at all. For example, a meeting that's not meant for you. Don't be afraid to just let go of these kinds of meetings because your time is limited. You only have certain things that you can focus on. Focus on the high and medium level of meeting priorities. Now, ladies and gentlemen, fellow listeners, let's talk about work priorities. What are high, medium, and low work priorities? The way I see it, high work priorities are work that are time sensitive in terms of deliverables. Assigned. It is kind of the work that's been assigned by your boss and is expected by you to deliver and perform. And also, once in a lifetime opportunity. For example, if you have ever dreamed to work with the President of the United States, and suddenly you've got an opportunity to work with him or her, then you should look into doing that work compared to other kinds of work that are not time sensitive or can be actually done in another time. Medium work priorities are your normal day-to-day responsibilities at your work. It is also work that relates to what you've been recognized in. For example, you have been actually pulled in as a subject matter expert for you to contribute something. You may not lead this work, but because of your expertise, they looked up to you. Consider this as a medium work priority. Training and development are important as well. Personal training development are considered as medium work priorities, something that you always need to invest time, but it is not time sensitive in that sense. Unless you need to know certain items and certain things and you need to go to training before the budget is gone or before you need to go for an exam, that becomes a high level work priority. And the other thing about work priorities is all about networking. Now, executives and managers often forget that networking is important in the development and advancement of your careers. Doing network is something of an ongoing job that you need to do. May not be the most highest priority, but it's something that you need to do, and it be on top of your mind and be done when there's no high priority items. Now, let's look at low priority items. With the advent of the meetings, calls, internet, and also all the emails coming in, there's so much information that goes around. The important thing is to actually look at this information, and if it's not related to you, let's not entertain it at all. You don't need to also think about what others are doing and so forth, or be interested on the things that may not even be related to you. You have other better things to do, things such as your high or medium work priority. The other thing that you also need to also look at is in terms of your training and capability. You have to be clear on what you want to develop yourself. Things that are not related into that big framework of yourself, of your ambition, of your career development, or even your needs for you to work, you shouldn't even be bothered to actually look into this. This covers the high, medium, and low work priorities that you need to take care of. Lastly, let me talk about life priorities. Now, we work to live, not we live to work. Life priorities become very important if it is very high. In case of emergencies or health issue or death, as I mentioned earlier, you need to prioritize this. This has become so important that the high life priorities trumps any priorities in work or meeting. Medium priorities in life are including your day-to-day activities in your life. For example, your daily exercise. For you to be able to keep a sane mind, to be able to operate optimally at your work and also be happy, you need to have an exercise. It is just not for your mental health, but also for your body as well. Weekends with family and friends. This is important for the sanity of your mind. If there are no work priorities that are high, you should prioritize on this. There would always be work, but weekends with family and friends are treasured and actually are important for your stability of your emotion, your soul, and your mind as well. So if you need to work for a weekend, make sure your work priorities are of high work priorities, or your meeting priorities are of high meeting priorities. If not, use your weekends with family or friends, or do your other personal things that make you happy, whether it is doing a part-time business or an investment or podcasting like I do, right? And lastly, don't forget to also spend time with your kids and your family. The way I look at this is this. In a work environment, in a 24 work environment, we work in office between 9 to 6. In those hours of 9 to 6, whatever medium work priorities should be put as a top priority while you are at work. But when time comes, going at home, when you clock out, make sure you are able to prioritize on your medium life priorities. Don't take your medium priorities at work and bring it into your personal life. Lastly, let's look at what kind of low life priorities that you can actually let go. These are the things as non-critical or non-time-bound chores. If you can employ someone to do it, like a maid or a helper, you should be looking at doing this. Another low priority that I see is also entertainment and hobbies. Entertainment and hobbies are also important for the sanity of your mind, but if you have a million things to do, you can probably spend about 10 to 15 minutes every 4 or 5 hours for your hobby, but it should not take the bulk time of your daily life unless you have nothing else important to do. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen, the 3 levels of prioritization: high, medium, and low, and we have to prioritize between meeting priorities, work priorities, and life priorities. I hope, ladies and gentlemen and fellow listeners, this has been a very good podcast for you to implement and listen in, for you to have a better, sane, and prioritized life coming in 2021. I am Yazid. I'm signing off with you with having a great and optimized life for 2021.